It will have to be, for sure. RR, though, their fourth pickup now. It's time to start bringing this draft really together. And, okay, the Venomancer comes out. Now, we've seen a bit of this. It's been very back and forth with this Veno. Sometimes they do great, sometimes they just fall apart. Whether it works out this time or not, completely different story. I guess we're going to find out very soon. I didn't really see a particular reason why you went down the Veno route this time around. Like, I don't see him stopping many heals, apart from maybe Ice as Train Protective. But apart from that, I suppose it is a hero where you get past that early game, you get to that very early mid game, and he's a real powerhouse. You won't have the pipe up. Poison Nova's kind of broken when you look at the damage values, as long as you don't have that magic defense on the side of Fnatic. So it can work out. But Fnatic now seeing that Venomancer, we'll see what they do go into. And I suppose in some way, that may force Ice, if he is playing that offlane Trine, which he probably will be, it may force him to try and go for that early pipe. Because they're going to need it.
Yeah, you're going to need to mitigate that damage. I think the one thing RR has going here is that you're not picking Veno into the Witch Doctor. So you don't have to contend with the early heal, besides the Treant, as you mentioned, which is not as good as a Witch Doctor's aura. I want to say Voodoo Restoration's better. What is that? Fnatic, they pick up the AM really early on, and that's a very confident pick.
Someone told Savage the Persona isn't out yet. It's not here, Fnatic. This not yet. Maybe wait a week or two. We'll see if Al wants to bring it out. But it's well, perhaps he's practicing, John. Perhaps he's doing what you're doing and practicing support AM in preparation. By the way, if you are listening, do not ever play support AM. It is not a thing. Do not listen to John and his garbage about how it could work.
It's fun. You win lane, you lose game. That's all it does for you. But it is fun. Still, Fnatic with the AM pick, that's a really good way of counteracting that Veno. Like, that magic damage does nothing to the AM. So you've got a lot going there, and at least having a core that doesn't quite care for that. And in that sense, Fnatic is building up pretty nicely. You do have decent control here, though. Like, the Earth Spirit is pretty nice. If you early on don't have the Manta, you're not going to be able to deal with that silence after the stun. So it's going to be a bit harder. And as long as RR plays fast, they should be able to get some control onto Savage's AM. So that's one thing RR can get done. They're going to have to play fast here, prevent that AM from finding space, and really just take control of the match from the get-go.
Okay. Well, Fnatic, they do go for the last ban out there. It is going to be the Ursa, which actually would have been a very nice pick for RR. Obviously, go into the Basher, get the Abyssal up, and suddenly that AM isn't quite as invincible as he currently is. Fnatic now, their final banner, or rather final pick. I mean, we could still be looking for the Moon Hero here. It could be a DJ Quap, if they wanted to just run the Quap instead. It's very open. Even Ice, like, there's so many options they have here. So they don't necessarily have to run the offlane Trine or Quap for that matter. Maybe even just a Jabs hero if they want.
Yeah, there's a chance for it that, you know how Fnatic does their Game 2 drafts. Sometimes that last pick is really not something you expect. I'm not sure if they'd want to do that in the lower bracket, though. Okay, so
it's a good pick.
Yeah, it works nicely with the AM. Ogre Magi, a very solid support. Does still leave it fairly open as to where the heroes go. I believe that is the Jabs here, of course. The Tiny is going to be on DJ. So it's the Ice Treant and Quap for Moon, which is solid. It's not a meme draft. It's very solid. Fnatic wants to play this right. They know that there is potential from RR, so let's see what RR closes out with. They still need one more core to come out. Does look like we're lacking that Drew hero, and they need a core that comes online faster than the AM. So you have to play around with this tempo that this team is bringing, because if you take it slow, well, AM can take over.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily mind seeing something like the Troll this game as well. Like, the Ensnare could be very, very nice up against the Quap Anti-Mage. Does come online fairly quick. Of course, you tend to go for the Battle Fury build, but it's still the way to go right now if you want to just fight early on. It just adds so much more. I wouldn't blame them for going down that POS 1 Troll again.
Yeah, it's a lot of value in that route for this game. No, they go with the PL.
Okay.
That's an interesting one. We've seen this kind of matchup before, I want to say, where PL can take control with a fast diffusal. Like the AM just can't run away without Blink, which is ironic as an anti-major, but when you're out of mana, you're a sitting duck. So there is a window there where RR can take over and scale up. Of course, you're dealing with a natural Battle Fury buildup for the AM. So there's a timing window here that can get a bit blurry. RR will have to play fast regardless. Fnatic, they're going to need to buy some space for Savage and play aggressive with the rest of their heroes. All of them can cover that base. We'll just see whether or not Drew's going to be big enough to handle that AM down the line.
We'll find out very soon. RR versus Fnatic, game number 2 about to begin. RR can't really afford to lose this game, otherwise they are knocked out of the BTS Pro Series Season 2. And, Fnatic, of course, one game away from moving on through the lower bracket. Of course, that will be the lower bracket round 3 if they can win this one out. And well, we're going to find out who the competitor is going to be in that lower bracket round 3 after this series, because we'll have the side of Neon Esports versus TNC Predator. That should be quite an exciting match as well, because both those teams are looking kind of close. Neon Esports arguably the favorites in that matchup, so we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to close us out with. I think that is, of course, one of my favorite kind of matchups, Filipino team versus Filipino team. So I get to close out with a very nice set of teams, Mike. I'm
How
happy.
dare you? How dare you be so biased? It's
Hey, look,
unbelievable.
I can say in that match, the Filipino team will win because both of them are. Oh, even if we lose, we win, Mike.
True. Alright. The lovely hustler there. I know. And of course, Fnatic. As if he wasn't weeby enough, he's getting that persona. I can't believe it.
I can't wait. I really can't wait for that one to come out. Very excited, of course. And do get into it, Mike. Is a lot on the line for RR. They really need this win to force it into game 3. And it's honestly, a lot of this is going to be riding on Hutzla. His early rotations are going to be key on this Earth Spirit. If he doesn't get them out, we've seen Earth Spirits, miss out their timing and not get as much done. So Hutzla, he's got to find those openings. And if he can't find them, he's got to make those openings for RR.
He's been playing quite well in this Earth Spirit, Hustler has, so see what he can do. Like the last time we did see this, he put on quite a performance on this ES. Can he replicate it up against Fnatic though? It's going to be the real question. Does allow you some really nice catch onto that Quap AM though. Like I'll give you that. That rolling boulder into the silence is going to be very, very nice. Up until of course you maybe have the mantra up on the AM. The Quap might have a BKB at some point. What are they saying now, John? What are they saying?
They've just been constantly targeting nuts, just calling out war nuts.
War nuts.
From first game, I don't know what that's about, but they might be setting their eyes on poor old nuts once more.
Poor nuts. Drew put the hand up for a high five, isn't getting one. Nuts, what are you doing?
Oh, boy. That's a bad
Bad
sign.
sign.
But
Very bad sign.
look at that. You've even got the Quelling Blade on nuts just to chop these trees. Quelling Blade on Witch Doctor.
Why though?
Oh.
You've already got one on Drew. You don't need 2 of them.
To speed it up, I guess.
Well, they're going to get both bounties at the bot lane. Fnatic aren't even going to bother being around here. They'll just get the top bounties for themselves. This is what Ice does to people. He forces these ridiculous item builds. Just being on that tree and being Ice makes it so Nuts has to buy a Quelling Blade when he's never going to be able to use it appropriately. All he can do is just keep cutting down trees. But look at Ice. He's already splitting the lane up here with those vines coming out. And it's going to make it so this lane eventually just pushes out for the side of Fnatic. So Ice will be able to secure some levels very early on.
Yeah, it's a nice little start, and you do actually see a TP out. RR, they wanted to run that tri lane up top first.
I like the tri-lane idea. They're going to roll onto Savage, but they do not connect. But if you get the roll with... Oh, that's a nice toss out from DJ onto KYXY, or maybe it wasn't. It wasn't quite underneath the T1 tower. But I was about to say, once you've got Melodic plus the roll, you do have a substantial amount of burst damage. You could possibly see Savage going down, but you need to make that happen early on. Of course, Jabs and DJ aren't exactly going to let that happen. They're going to make sure that they can't get anywhere near this AM pick. And it seems as though the side of RR are just going to have to try and concentrate on taking out one of the supports. So they'll go after Jabs. You don't have that Melodic yet, and that Ogre is quite tanky, and DJ will just toss him out of range.
Yeah, this is a lot of focus on a really tanky hero that's just hard to kill. This is giving Savage space to still farm in a tri-lane, which is really all you'd want in this situation for Fnatic.
Because that mid lane as well, we'll see Moon up against Alacrity. Moon having an amazing game last game. I think it was almost at 20 kills at the end. Now he's on that Queen of Pain up against this Void Spirit. Moon is very, very dangerous on this hero. I'll see how Alacrity does try to deal with this. So far, Moon is going to find himself into the top of the CS board. This isn't going to matter too much yet. It's more about the harassment Moon's pumping out. Alacrity is really going to be relying on getting that power rune at the 4-minute mark. Though top lane, there's a bit of a mess going on here. Savage, he's going to blink back onto Nuts. Nuts should die. Nice block there from DJ, blocking that rolling boulder there from Hustler. Now they'll chase down the Earth Spirit, tossing him back onto Jabs. Hustler should have no way out. They do get the bounties on the side of RR. Now Savage comes back in. KYXY, he does get the kill. So Savage, maybe a bit of a mistake there, sir. But Avalanche is going to come through, and eventually they should be able to kill Savage, though, or no. KYXY, though. No, the cast comes in now. DJ will die. Jabs is still chasing KYXY. I think this is the point where you give up on that. They'll give Nuts a double.
Oh, man. That was very greedy towards the end there for Fnatic, especially from Savage. He was on, what, 20 HP on a Tango? You can't underestimate the right click of a Venomancer. That is fairly high, so good punishment from RR. Does even out that lane a bit more, and Savage will probably just kind of refocus on farming.
That's probably what he should be doing. It's not like he's got many items. He has picked up the Orb of Venom, which you could kind of make the argument he wants to get aggressive in this trial lane, and it looks like they are. KYXY again going to be chased down here. He's really just going nowhere, and eventually should just go down, and does. Savage will pick up another bounty for himself and another kill. It kind of works with the Ignite and the Orb of Venom on the AM. You just can't walk away.
Yeah, it is meaning that Savage is not finding certain last hits, but I guess when you're finding hero kills in exchange, that is perfectly fine. Still not the most conventional tri-lane from Fnatic, but they are making it work. This means RR's investment in their own tri-lane is not paying off, and Hustler, he's tied in here.
Oh, Alacrity. Huge loss for him, Johnny. He didn't go for the power rune. He was focusing on the CS while Moon was going down bot to secure the bot bounty, the bot power rune. And worst case scenario happens, it's up at top lane. He had no chance of getting it, and well, sticking around didn't work out either. Clearly, he does go down.
Yeah, this is not quite the start you'd want from RR. I think, again, they're constrained to this tri-lane up top, which means Hustler can't actually punish Moon this time, and it's really down to those mid-rotations to give Alacrity that good start, but when you're not able to go out, then you just can't get that done.
Jabs, he's falling low, but not low enough. KYXY will be the first to drop Jabs. He's still running away. Hustler, he has Rolling Boulder on a few, but Nuts will secure the kill. Still, it might be another kill coming out for Savage, and it will be. A double kill out for the AM now. Savage is sitting at 3-1 and 2. And they keep trying to make the jump there onto Jabs, but it's an Ogre Magi. That's what he wants. He's the tankiest guy up there. Now Ice almost kills off Drew bot lane, but Ice, he stuck around too long. The T1 tower started hitting him.
Yeah, it's mistakes from both sides, but overall, the state of the game for Fnatic is a lot better. It's still highly disruptive of Ice in that bot lane. He's solo up against a PL, and it's not a very comfy lane for Drew. He's forced to walk TP back anyway. He's going to have to walk back in that lane, which is all you really want as the offlaner, to be disruptive. And Ice is still finding that, so RR has to be careful with how they're trading right now. I think it's really starting to feel like Hustler has to start walking to the mid lane. You know, before that, Quap becomes a massive issue, but Moon has 6 now. So you kind of missed that early window where you could just outburst the Queen of Pain. Now if you try to commit, she has that Sonic Wave and can easily find 2 for her trouble.
Hustler going to secure this power rune for Alacrity. No, he won't. Moon will jump in and take it. But he did blink. He'll pop the illusion rune. This might be a mistake here from Moon as he gets rolled on as well. And pops the Fairy Fire. There's that living armor. Moon, can you actually survive this? No, he cannot. A very greedy play out from that Queen of Pain, and he does get punished for it.
Yeah, it's a really important kill for RR. Again, we were missing out on those rotations from Hustler. That does kind of make up for it, and it gives Alacrity some much-needed space down mid, so there's some breathing room now for RR to find that space on their Void Spirit. It's really important Alacrity does get maybe even just fast boots here to get himself ready to relieve some pressure on the side lanes, because those side lanes are kind of hurting.
That it will be. In some weird way, even though he died on that Queen of Pain, like denying that illusion rune meant that Alacrity wouldn't have a full bottle, and we'll hold that thought because DJ getting kicked back but does get the avalanche off, and with the living armor looks to just walk away. What I was trying to say is denying that illusion rune off Moon, or Moon denying it. In fact, hold that thought too, because Drew's now getting jumped down to the bot lane. There's going to be a no death ward yet from Nuts. He hasn't got it up. Looks like Moon and Ice will back off, and meanwhile, KYXY was left up at the top lane alone, so Savage just kills him off again on the AM.
Yeah, I mean, RR is just bleeding a lot towards this AM. And we talked about this from draft, but you need to pressure Savage to shut this AM down early to prevent him from finding that snowball farm, but he's just freely finding it anyway, and RR is just slowly bleeding out.
Sonic Wave. Nuts will go down very easily there to the Quap. Drew trying to chase him down. Now Alacrity also there. Very nice Aether Remnant does secure the kill, but up at top lane, Hustler will also end up dying there on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, overall, this trade still favors RR because Savage is getting so much space from these exchanges. RR, they're not able to contest the AM lane any longer, so they're forced to go around, maybe find a Quap, maybe pressure a Treant, but this is just so much space for an AM to build off of, and it's not quite as bad as Game 1 here for RR. They are keeping up pace, but if you look at the net worth, Savage is just overtaking, almost a full 2k ahead of Drew, just about.
That's a concern. That's a real big concern here for Drew. He's trying his best to get that farm up on the PL, but it's just all the kills he's been getting. Like, you've given 4 kills away to this AM, and it's not even 10 minutes in yet. It's, you know, roughly 200 gold per kill. You've essentially given that whole lead he has is just kills and a few creeps. And, well, now Savage, he'll just keep going. They are going to try and apply pressure in that mid lane. Alacrity and Hustler going to run up to Moon in that Quap, but he's already cleared out that wave. Now, Blink away will be in time. Alacrity still going to chase him down with that double damage. Does get the Aether Remnant off. And Moon won't have another Blink yet. Boulder Smash does connect perfectly from Hustler. And that does ensure Alacrity can finish off the kill.
It's, again, a big pickup for RR. They're at least feeding off of Moon and growing bigger in Alacrity. So they're going to have their tempo setter ready to go. They're not going to be able to clear out the mid-tier 1, though. And they do miss out on that objective because of that long chase.
Oh, they'll go on to Jabs, though. All going to be there. Jabs, avalanche shots. It's a lot of damage out from DJ, but Jabs will end up dying. Hustler now getting very low. Does also go down, but DJ will lose his own life. A double for Alacrity. Now Moon will chase him down on that Quap, bring him up on the cliff. Moon will have Blink in 10. Sonic Wave? No, not yet. Coconut will cancel, but Alacrity getting taken out from a distance. Moon just pops the ulti in. It's a very easy kill for that Quap.
Yeah, it's a lot of gold going back the way of Moon, kind of counteracting those early deaths. So just a bit more catch-up here for Moon. Gonna be comfy again, defending that mid-tier 1. Just so much emphasis on RR to find the kills that they can't really find the objectives.
Ice is going to start playing around with Drew up the top lane now. Ice, of course, just going to juke him out of the tree line and bot lane, Fnatic. Thinking about going up to Hustler, but he will roll towards the right side. Still allowing Savage to just freely farm up this bot lane, and he's got so many creeps in front of him. Ice still defending that top lane, commits the overgrowth now, just to really make sure that they're aware his presence is around. Living Armor going to be back up. He'll throw that back on the tower. But RR, realizing they can't really let this go, just will continue to chip away at this T1. And eventually they will get through it. There's the glyph though. Meanwhile, bot lane, Jabs is going to get chased down. Death Ward committed, Nuts. Should secure this kill, and that Melodic will eventually just pop him out. Meanwhile, top lane, Alacrity does kill off by Ice, but now DJ comes with an avalanche toss, kills off Alacrity, and Drew also goes down. Moo gets to kill on the Quap, and they haven't got the tower.
Oh, man. Yep.
Oh, no.
They're not going to deny it, too. No, they can heal it up. Why?
Full HP time.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's Treant for you. Yeah, you're not going to find those objectives.
Mid lane. Saw DJ there just farming up a bit on that Tiny. He's just going to rush that Blink again. It's like the Radiant Jungle Nuts. I've been caught out again. You had that Sonic Wave there from Moon if you just want to get the kill easy. He might have to commit now, and no, he'll just Blink in. He'll hold on to it. Just gets another easy kill on that Pos 5 Witch Doctor. And, well, they're looking to try and slowly chip away at mid, it seems. But no, Moon will blink away from that as well. Maybe run up to the top lane where Alacrity is still trying to force in that T1 top tower. But it's not really working out. It's still being healed up. And now he's getting pincered in. He has to be very, very careful not to get caught out by Moon. So you can just chase down Alacrity fairly easily, but Alacrity does spot out the Quap. And so they're going to bring more help in. A smoke up from Nuts and Hustler. Ice has been scanned out, but you already kind of know he's around the area. It's not too surprising to see him there. The roll in. Roll will not connect. Hustler still going to have a look for him. Eighth Remnant gets him with the Silence and the Boulder Smash. Now the Magnetize and even the Death Ward. Just get everything out there and get rid of this man. He does go down. And here's your opportunity again. Can you get this T1 tower in time?
They should be able to. They've got all the bodies here. Jabs is around to try to slow it down. There is a buyback on Ice if you really felt like the need to, but they might just have to give this one away.
Will they though? Jabs is trying. Eighth Remnant connects. They roll in. Here comes DJ. Now the Sonic Wave. Moon commits on all three of them. And Hustler will also go down. Alacrity trying to run. Do they get him in time? No. He does TP out. But there's a T1 tower still standing. There it is.
See you later, nerds.
Oh boy. This is a big issue for RR. If these tier 1 stand, that means Savage has free farm. I mean, it's not like he hasn't had free farm, but he will continue to have free farm. He's almost at... In fact, no, he has the Battle Fury flying in. That's sub 15 minutes for him. And he just gets to build up. He's not joining these fights. He has no need to. RR cannot punish the AM. They need to put a lid on him before he gets a bit out of control.
It's the great thing about the Treant Protector. He just gets you focusing on towers so much that you never even remember that AM is still free farming. Now, going to be a nice Death Ward out onto Moon. He might just tick out here. He's going to try for the TP play. The next tick will kill him though. He's trying to heal through it and he will be fine.
Ooh. Great
play from Moon to survive that, but also a great play from the Witch Doctor to try. Ice again going to die up that top lane, however. So KYXY takes the kill on the Veno. And this time, I believe they should be able to get it. They have a siege creep, they have plenty of heroes, and Fnatic aren't in position to defend. They want to go after the bottom tier 1 instead. So they're ready to trade now. And that's exactly what they'll do. fact, Savage is going to blink in, trying to look for Hustler. Hustler going to roll out, but DJ is going to be there with the avalanche toss, and Hustler going to get killed off by Moon. Of course, they'll have a bounty being placed by RR onto Ice's head. They will trade the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, it took a lot of time for RR, but eventually they get it. They do rotate down mid. They want to try chipping away at the control here, but...
yeah, nice pick up there from Alacrity. Going into that mid tier 1 now with the double damage rune. DJ's going to try and find a way into this situation. Ice also going to TP in. But I don't believe they can actually fight this on Fnatic's side of things quite yet. Not with that double damage on Alacrity. But with the Bloodlust on the tower and the living armor, you could just delay this out so long. The tier 1 tower? No, it's not going to be that long. It does go down. Now DJ jumps in with the avalanche. They go after him though. Rolling bottle will connect, and now DJ will die. They go for more jabs. Going to be in trouble. Moon, he can't get the Sonic wave off because he keeps getting stunned up by this cask. He'll just blink out of there, and now Ice going to be in trouble as well. Hustler gets another roll in. Overgrowth committed, but it will be no good. And now into the mid-tier 2 tower.
Yeah, it's turning around for RR. They're starting to find control. This is off the back of Drew having that Diffusal Blade up and running. So it is harder for Fnatic to find those openings. The illusion spam is draining their mana away, which makes it harder to contest. And this is really the window for RR now. This is when they're a lot stronger than the heroes on Fnatic. You're not seeing that early pipe pickup. In fact, Ice has kind of stalled out in his own itemization. So there's a lot of power here in RR's side, and they'll just continue to try to push out.
Yeah, that they will. Trying to look to see if Ice is around the area. He is not this time. Still, Savage is pushing in that bot tier 2. However, roll in. Hustler does get the magnetize with the silence as well, but it's not going to be enough time. Drew is thinking about a chase, but it's not going to be any good up against the blink of the AM. Savage is thinking about jumping back in with his team now. They do. DJ, avalanche toss, straight onto Hustler, and he has no way out, and they left the clumsy net on the ground, which means that Fnatic get an extra neutral item. However, Alacrity does kill off Moon in the mid lane there with Nuts.
Oh, yeah. It's a big pickoff for RR, but that's an objective they've bled away to Fnatic. So the tier 2 bot gone, entire bot lane is kind of just shoved in now for Fnatic. They can't quite take control of the jungle because of that mid-tier 1. There's still some access points there for RR. But this does give a little bit more space for Savage to play farm up. Has his Manta style up, so yeah, no, he's just going to melt the tower.
There's that Meteor Hammer as well now from Ice. So you've got that Overgrowth / Meteor Hammer combo. It does prove to be quite potent most of the time. They are pinging out this Train Protector, but he is not going to mind dying. Like, you still haven't really touched Savage. Still just farming up, has the Manta up, and... well, now they'll go after Ice. Alacrity, he's going to jump in with the 8th Remnant setup. Ice should be dead, and it looks like he will be. He tries the Living Armor, but we'll go down through it. But when I look at the draft of RR, with this PL up against the AM, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be enough. I think Savage is getting way too much farm. He's 4k ahead now of that PL.
Yeah, it's a big lead for Savage. Again, there's a window where the PL early on can overwhelm the AM with the illusions, with draining out his mana. I think as you let that drag on, you start to look at the ultra late moment, you know, when you're 6 slotted up. That's when the PL gets second life. The issue is Fnatic with their draft is starting to play a bit faster, and they do smoke up.
That they have. 1, 2, Drew, and yeah, they'll jump in. Avalanche toss going to be there with the silence as well from Moon, and that's kind of what I meant. Like, you've got a PL, sure, but up until you have that Mantra up, he's not going to be safe from that Orchid of Moon, and even then, I still don't know if I'd call him safe.
No. It's still highly vulnerable, but you have more room to play with still. Nuts.
Yeah, DJ going to find Nuts. Savage will take the kill for himself. Savage is getting very, very close to that butterfly timing now. And, I mean, he can choose to split the map up. He can choose to just keep fighting with his team. He can choose to keep farming. It's really up to him. It's the strength of the AM at this point. When you get this far ahead, the world's your oyster.
Yeah, and even after that butterfly, he has a lot of room to grow. Like, he's going to the Abyssal next to have more control, more mobility. And it's just getting really hard to get the lock in on that AM. Like, you really need Drew to step up, but he's not quite ready. You mentioned Amanta, he's almost there. Just about, what, 700 gold away, mayhaps, although?
DJ, be a nice pick up there for RR. They do just go in and throw everything out onto him. Still pretty tanky on this Tiny. Throws up the avalanche toss now. Hustler can chase him down. Oh, he's really going to get away from this. He just blinks out. That's a real concern when your mid laner can't burst down the pos 4. Especially on a hero like the Void Spirit. It's not like DJ has any defensive items either. He doesn't.
No. Yeah, it's unfortunate they had nothing to get any DOT off, and the avalanche was just really well timed from DJ. So gets out once more. There is a clump up though.
Yeah, Alacrity takes so much more damage from DJ. Cops Sonic Wave, but he'll go back in now with Hustler. Orchid going to be out on the Earth Spirit, but they're going to try go after Moon. There's that overgrowth coming out now from Ice. However, Moon falling low. Magnetize will be there. Hustler rolls through. Alacrity does find the AM, or rather does find the Quap and kills him off, but Alacrity does die in the process. Now Hustler dead. Savage, who are you going after? He'll go around onto Nuts. He was just getting through some PL illusions, and then they'll kill him off. It's a 3-for-2 trade. It's not too bad for RR. But ultimately, Fnatic still come out on top.
Yeah, it's, you are seeing a few issues there. I think you can see how Savage runs out of mana anytime Drew's given some space to swarm him. So it is harder to actually keep up.
Well, they threw the Poison Over Gale off onto Savage with the Spirit Vessel. And, well, he may die. Probably not, though. Yeah, he's not. He's just going to lifesteal his way back up.
Yeah, it's not the best. I think it's severely optimistic to try to kill the AM off in that manner, because you do have maxed out counterspell, so the magic resist is in play. I think your best bet's really just having Drew focus him down, because when it comes down to it, when the AM's out of mana, he can't bail himself out. So that's the one big thing that the PL has, but they haven't been really able to maximize that situation, and Fnatic once more smoke up.
It's a real shame if they find Alacrity here as well, because he's getting closer and closer to that Aghanim Scepter. It's like KYXY is going to be the easy target to take, and they will. And now, I mean, you have the option for a Roshan. They will try for it. Bot lane, looks like RR have found Ice. He does commit the overgrowth once again. Just trying to run away, but they do at least get a nice trade there for RR. But the problem is you can't really defend this Roshan. But they're going to have to try.
Yeah, they can't give that objective away. You could be sneaky, though. Maybe Alacrity,
he's close. He is close. He needs to jump in right here, right now. The 8th room will give him vision, but no. Doesn't try for it, and now there's going to be a jump up onto that PL. Drew! He just melts. Nuts. Trying to run, but he's just a witch doctor. He's gone.
Yeah, it's not quite the way the Roche fight should have gone, but Fnatic get away with the Aegis, first Aegis of the game. They find the big kill on that PL. You can see Drew just bypassing all the defensive tools, of course, trying to go for that MKB so he can kind of fight that AM out. It's not coming out fast enough. This is one issue with a PL AM matchup. PL does not flash farm as fast. So our AM is just growing bigger and bigger. The item advantage is growing consistently for Savage, and our PL does not have the answers.
Hustler. Onto Moon, but you got to be way quick with the silence. And he had the illusion rune anyway, so he could have just mounted it off. Not a big deal there for Moon. That mid-tier 2 tower, of course, going down now to Savage. And Fnatic, they find themselves 11k ahead again. And this is that point now where I ask you what RR can do, because it's looking really, really bad for them at the moment. Now, Fnatic just have absolute control over the map. So what can they do, John?
if they can split up Fnatic, find a pick-off, maybe take out Moon first or DJ, I think you've got superior control afterwards. The issue is they can't split up. Although Nuts.
Nuts, yeah, he's got the Death Ward off, but there's going to be the Mad Trap from Savage, and Nuts is going to go down. And with that, the T3 tower now under siege. 23 Savage asking some questions over to RR. You do have the Ags up now on the Void Spirit though, so they could definitely go for a big team fight here, but you're missing that Pons 5. They're going to roll in anyway, straight into that tree line after Ice Ice Ice. DJ goes in as well after KYXY. Hustler is going to be the first to die here. Now jumping onto that Void Spirit, he's gone. Drew in trouble as well. Savage just chasing him down. He'll go on to KYXY instead. The triple, the Ultra will be taken by Moon. He'll steal the 4th kill away, but the GG's been called. The game's over. And Fnatic, big congrats to them, John. They'll make it through to the lower bracket round number 3.
Yeah, they went out in a very convincing fashion up against RR. They had a great showing yesterday, but not quite enough up against Fnatic, and that is the end of their journey here, as we are in the lower bracket. So unfortunately for RR, that is it. Fnatic, as you mentioned, into the lower bracket round 3. They'll find out who they're facing fairly soon, as we do go into our next series, Mike.
We will. The next series, of course, going to be Tion. I did say Tion. It's TNC versus Neon Esports. That's coming up. Should be about a 15 to 20 minute wait for that one. And well, let's hope that series is going to be challenging, John, for both those guys, and hopefully close, because it's only 20 past 6 in the afternoon right now. Yesterday we finished at like quick. 12. We finished at midnight last night. Now we need this last series to, last 6 hours if we're going to last that long today. Other than that, it is MLP Dota and johnxfire, and well, we'll see you all again very, very soon for the final series of the night.